Aquarius, I've been sitting with your energy for a while. You're last on the roster this time around. And that's because I have been working with your energy. Yesterday, I tried to read for you, and a very kind of specific message came through about love. And maybe we'll get into it, okay? Because I did have a question mark here in the messages I received, like, what about love? And I heard you have a quiet heart right now. Your heart is quiet. I don't know exactly what that means. But quiet heart with so much love to give is what I got. So I pulled some more oracle cards today for you. And what came through seems specific, but the more I thought about all the Aquarius people that I've encountered in my life, which actually has been quite a few, they've all done something with sound or speaking. There's something about your vibration in terms of the sounds that you create, whether it's singing, creating music, singing bowls, or public speaking, or maybe you don't do that, anything like that professionally, but you just have this beautiful voice. You have this beautiful resonance and vibration about you. And I'm seeing someone touch your arm, and it's like they can even feel the sound in your arm. I don't know what that means. Okay, they can feel the sound in your arm. Maybe the vibration reminds them of a certain frequency or sound. This is probably happening subconsciously. And I feel like sound is what connects you to others when it comes to love as well, whether that love is romantic or platonic, but sound is really important. And Spirit's saying something about childhood family sound. What were the sounds in your home when you were a child? Was there music? What kind of music was there? Was there chaos, like chaotic sounds, or was it dead quiet? Because that could give you some information about why you pursue the kind of music you do, or why you speak the way you do, your cadence. There's something very beautiful about your sound, and I feel like it's in slight juxtaposition to what you may have experienced when you were younger. And I'm also like, I have these sound panels on my wall to deaden the echo in the room, and they actually fell off the other night and woke me up. Scared me, but it's just because of the heat and stuff, and I have to put them on more securely. But all that to say, I'm noticing right now as I speak to you, there's a little bit of an echo in this room. And this is significant too, because there's something about your resonance, your sound, your voice bouncing off your surroundings. And I feel like what Spirit's trying to get me to pay attention to is a message that you need to listen to your own sound as much as others need to hear your sound as well. Okay? Because when you put something out there, in whatever form you do, or even a conversation you have with someone, Spirit wants you to listen to yourself. And maybe if it's just speaking for you, like, feel the vibration in your body as you speak, and be conscious of it and allow it to transmute some energy. Whoa. Okay, Aquarius. I also got yesterday for you that you're self-made, you have a heart of gold, you've done some self-mastery here. And there's something about you, like, I'm seeing the arteries and the circulatory system in the body, which you rule. And there's something about you spreading information, like, far and wide into a system or into a group of people. And maybe this is through sound. You're self-taught in some way, okay? And this is good. Spirit wants you to keep going with the self-teaching, because other people's ideas of how you should pursue something, or how you should create your sound, or what you should say, etc., well, they're kind of boring. They're kind of boring. You're more inventive with how you go about things, and that's a good thing. It's unique to you. So if you've been feeling like, oh, I really need to brush up on this technical skill, or I need to, become, I don't know, have a larger vocabulary, which is always good, in order to speak at this event, you don't need it. Maybe it's something to pursue, but the way that you're doing it now, or the words that you're choosing, or the instruments you're playing, whatever it is that you're doing, are just perfect at the moment. Okay, so don't feel like you need to add in other things that other people seemingly are good at or have more access to in order for you to be successful, because that's not the case. I'm being guided to light this up here, this Palo Santo. So I usually do this when the energy needs to be cleared. It's interesting. I don't feel anything in particular. It's just immediately when I saw it, I wanted to light it. So maybe you need to clear some energy out of your space that's been influencing your thoughts. And it doesn't have to be with any kind of saging or Palo Santo. It could just be with your thoughts. You can clear it out. Or say, I clear out any negative energy trying to discourage me from pursuing my passion. Yeah, maybe even actually voicing it because of your sound is powerful. Oh, yeah. Aquarius, 555. I got a message earlier before I came into this room that you have to be very careful of what you say because you're speaking things into existence. Okay, your words are powerful, like they're magical. When you say something about yourself or others, about the world, about your situation, you're bringing a certain thought form into actuality. Okay, you're creating it, you're manifesting it. So, if you're more conscious of what you say and how you say it, you'll realize that a lot of your thoughts or the things that, you just say in everyday conversation are actually things that you don't want to happen. Okay, so for instance, if someone says, how are you doing? Maybe you feel tired, right? And that's okay to acknowledge, but instead of saying like, oh, I'm exhausted, I'm just so drained, instead of saying that, say, well, my energy is a little bit lower than it was the other day, but it will come back around, something different, like change it up. And maybe this is in a more serious context as well when you're having a conversation with someone significant. Watch your words, okay? Because someone would love you to speak negatively. So don't do that. Because it breeds negativity within your system as well, within yourself. Okay? Now there's a time and place for so-called negative expression. And if you are creating something artistically and you are transmuting wrath, which I got for you, and you have to use some kind of, or you have to access your anger, that's okay, as long as you consciously are aware that you're doing so to transmute that energy. So let me show you the cards I got, because I think it might all come together more. So the first two things I got are plant and rhythm. It says seeding and tempo. And then I cut the deck and I got musician and hero. It says sound and courage. And then I took these out to put them on the table. And what was underneath these, what was underneath musician was shaman. And what was underneath hero was fire with this violin here. And this card is really powerful to me. It kind of visually looks like this, and it feels to me that this is you using some kind of sound to transmute anger, maybe collective wrath or existential wrath, I'm hearing. Your own anger towards something or anger that's been placed upon you, projected onto you, you're transmuting it. It's like you're setting it, you're putting it in the fire, you're burning it so that it can turn into something else. Now, what's challenging you here in this reading is the hero card with communication, luck. And then I also got this card, Ren, which says courage and humility. So we have two cards that say courage. It feels to me that you may be a little bit nervous to produce something, put something out, follow through with your passion, or infuse your passion into your work. Maybe you are nervous that you're going to be perceived as too emotional, but this is actually a strength of yours because, once again, whatever you're doing here, it's transmuting and it's for you, but it's also for others at the same time. So there's something about moving around as well, because I feel this like flow in your reading where I'm just like, the energy is flowing. So if you make a mistake with something, a perceived mistake, you feel like, oh shit, I played the wrong note, I said the wrong thing, I applied to the wrong job, shouldn't have called them back, whatever it is for you. It's not a mistake. Turn it into an idiosyncrasy. Turn it into something that is unique. Turn it into your signature. Turn it into that's what you do, and you're proud of it. Okay, so reclaim, I'm hearing authorize something for yourself. Allow yourself to drop any notions of perfection or skillfulness, I'm even hearing, and just let it out, let it go. Some of you are going to say something to someone, and you're really thinking about how this is going to be perceived. And Spirit wants you to be more focused on how it feels for you to actually say it. Rhythm maker. Okay, let's get in a little further here. Yeah, I feel like some of you are wanting to do something really big, as you like, you know, really big for yourself. And you're like, well, that's not reasonable. That's never going to happen. That's too idealistic. Or I'm happy just doing my little thing over here. And maybe you are, and that's great. But I think there's something bigger here for you. Give me 1 second. Seeding, planting your seeds. I want another card. Let's get this card, these cards. Tell me something, Spirit. Tell me something. A lightning and the hunter. Ooh, that's powerful. The bottom, mystical shaman. 2 shaman cards. Okay. So this is magic. Your voice is magic. Lightning and the hunter. I feel like some of you are expecting, or is it expecting? You have this idea that success or the response that you want from something should crack through the sky is what I'm hearing. Like be really seen, really heard, really felt, or like have a strong impact. There should be immediate, like, I don't know, big numbers I'm getting. Is this making sense? It's like you're hunting for, it's not drama, it's like an exclamation point at the end of something that you put out. Maybe you're looking for an explanation of something as well. And I feel like Spirit's saying whatever you're doing is gaining momentum. It's not going to come in as like a monsoon summer storm out of nowhere and it's like, wow, the sky's open, the lightning cracks down and everybody sees and hears what Aquarius is saying and understands it all and you feel better. It's not going to happen like that. Because that's not sustainable. That comes and goes. It's a flash in the pan. It's a big impact, but it's only momentary. You're going to have a longer lasting impact, and it's rolling out slowly. It's building. Okay? It's going to start with smaller rewards that turn into sustainable long-term rewards. Like this is something long-lasting that's happening. And if you're thinking about communicating here with someone or someone communicates with you, there's some continued communication that comes out of it rather than just a one and done. So perhaps with the Ren card where it says humility, perhaps this is a little bit of humility that you need in terms of knowing that the small things really do make a difference. Oh yeah, and I got this message here. Look for inspiration in the familiar. So rather than turning to the unfamiliar and weird little things and, you know, obscure ideas and, you know, all that shit that piques your interest and gets you going, rather than looking to that for inspiration in particular, look to the everyday, mundane, familiar things or familiar thoughts, familiar ideas to inspire you, because those inspirations, like that familiarity, those things, that energy, that's going to not only inspire you, but if it acts as a muse, your inspiration, you will transmute it. So I'm just going to use this as an example. It doesn't have to be what you're doing, but if you are, say, writing a song and you're like, well, I'm going to write about something intergalactic, let's say, you know, because that will get people's attention, and that will be something unique and different, and it inspires me to think of all these ideas. Spirit is saying, talk about like, or write some lyrics about watering your plants and like taking the dogs for a walk and the mundane. And it doesn't mean that that's the song you'll eventually put out, but the inspiration will come from that. You'll see something there. I don't know what it is, but this is what I'm getting. Okay, 2 other messages that I got here before we pull out the tarot. When you want to walk away, walk away. I don't know what it is that you're feeling you can't turn your back on, but you can. Spirit says you're free to change your mind. Okay? So maybe this is a contract, a friendship, a dinner date you have, something in the pipeline, but you can change your mind and you can walk away. It's your life, it's your choice. And if you decide to go through with something that you are feeling intuitively guided to walk away from, then whatever happens as a consequence will be something that you need to learn from. Okay? I'm not saying anything bad will happen, but your intuition is telling you to walk away from something for a reason. Okay, so yeah, so love. Also, I think I said this already. You have a quiet heart with so much love to give. It feels to me that you're either in a relationship or not, one or the other, right? But the same feeling exists. It's like you're trying to quiet the desires of your heart or understand them with your mind, or maybe you're getting a little frustrated that you can't express like all this love you have to give, or your heart isn't seen, or you have like, it feels like there's a lack of connection here, that you're moving out of your heart space and into your mind. You're trying to understand it rather than just feel it, maybe because it feels painful or it's difficult. I'm seeing someone cry here alone. It's like, this hurts. This is a kind of loneliness almost, or a feeling of disconnection. You have to feel it to heal it. Can I get more on that? Dancer, movement, and creativity. You have to feel it to heal it, and this feeling will also feed into your creativity. These cards have so many different themes in them, you know, but there's so much coming through with art and creativity and rhythm and vibration. Yeah, and see, she's creating a painting of the familiar, of the everyday, of something that you might see all the time. When you feel the pain in your heart, or the loneliness, or the disappointment, for many of you it's just disappointment or feeling unfulfilled in some way, it's like the energy is no longer stuck against the wall, you know, it moves onto the dance floor and does like a cool interpretive dance of what you're feeling, and that frees up the emotion. You know what I'm saying? It's like you allow the pain to dance. You ever watch it dance and it's really sad? like an interpretive dance or some kind of dance style, and it's just got a sadness to it, and it touches you on a deep level, that's transmutation. So allow yourself to feel something because it's dancing. And yeah, it might be a sad dance, but it moves the energy out of like this stagnant place or being stuck. I'm seeing like someone leaning against a wall, wanting to hide maybe a little bit, being a wallflower, not allowing yourself to put yourself out there. Okay, let's get into the tarot spirit and see what's going on for you, for Aquarius. Some of you might have something going on with the left part of your body. I don't know what that... Maybe this is too much planning, rationalizing, trying to control something, death, the need to let something end, walk away from something. Okay, let me just put this over here. Aquarius. Let's see what's going on for you. Spirit guides, what do we want to talk to Aquarius about today here with this message? What do they need to hear? Defend your style and your work at all costs. There's really something about not compromising who you are. Don't compare yourself to others because a lot of those other people suck. That's what I'm getting. You know, I mean, people who are just doing things because they think it's how it should be done, not because it's actually how they feel. Don't compare yourself to those people. That's a recipe for disaster, the Tower. Okay, 3 more and then we'll cut it. No imitation, which Aquarius doesn't really do, unless you get caught up in some kind of perfectionism. So be mindful of that. Wow. I also feel like, well, with these cards, there's like a lot going on here. A lot of mental activity. A lot of thinking. There's a lot of moving parts to something as well. Maybe this is why, like, because I kind of have like this pain here. I rarely get headaches, and I kind of have like this dull pain, which is an interesting phenomenon to have here. The left side of the brain. And just as I acknowledge it, it's starting to go away. So maybe you need to acknowledge where you're pushing yourself too hard, or when you're over analyzing something, or what hurts you. Well, we said that already too, but it's like the acknowledgement of it will help ease it. At the bottom of the deck, we have the 6 of Wands, which is a public victory. And I feel like this is your success in whatever you're doing with sound. Okay? You will have that. It will happen. 10 of Pentacles. Like I said, long lasting. Not a one-hit wonder, not a flash in the pan, not a one-time keynote speaker, or whatever it is you're doing. Like, this is something that's going to continue on for some time. Now, I'm really kind of baffled by the cards, so let's get into them and see what Spirit's saying here. I feel like I need some more coffee to prepare. Okay, King of Cups in reverse for your overall energy. This could be an emotional block. Let's clarify these with the crow cards. Before I came in this room to do your reading, I saw 2 crows outside. So I went out to say hi to them. I don't think they liked that because they were busy eating. They flew away to a nearby tree and started cawing at me. I apologized. But it made me go to this deck. So this is a message for you too. You could be seeing something that is guiding you towards something. Okay, like I saw the crows, I used the crow deck. Yeah, because yesterday when I was sitting down with your energy, I got another message. Hold on, what was it? Oh, you're going to find something. Did I tell you this already? You're going to find something, a piece of paper, a note, something stuck in a book, some kind of object, something weird is going to kind of pop out at you, and you're going to be like, huh, there's a message in that for you. Okay, there's guidance in that for you. It's something you should follow up on. It feels like it's a note you wrote to yourself a long time ago, or it could be just like, it really could be anything, but it's significant. Maybe this has already happened. Pay attention to what that is. What does that mean to you? What do you think it could mean symbolically? What is it reminding you of? Okay, because there's some message in there for you. Okay, tell me more about the King of Cups in reverse for Aquarius spirit. Sacred space. Somebody in your sacred space is creating an issue with your emotional flow, maybe even feeling safe. You're trying to soar above it. You're trying to rise above this. This could be someone you share a living space with, or it could be someone in your mental space, your energetic space. This could also be somebody who wants to be on something with you. They want to partner with you in some way, or they want to play some kind of role, but it's like not vibing with you. Okay, so hold on. Okay, I see. That makes sense. This could be a very... well, I'm hearing constipated person. Okay, like they're very like, you know what that means. They're very uptight in some way. They have a lot of emotional blocks. They find it hard to release, hard to be vulnerable, hard to go with the flow. And that's going to be hard for you to counter while still remaining passionate with what you do. Yeah, so maybe this is what you have to clear. There could be someone who's not very supportive as well. Ace of Wands in reverse. Yeah, they lack passion for what you're doing, okay? It's just not encouraging. It's not inspiring. There's Six of Pentacles in reverse. They're not fueling you, giving you anything. This is not good, so you probably need some boundaries around your sacred space, okay? And to know that however they are treating you about what you're passionate about and what you want to do and all of this, it's not about you. It's more about them. It's that they can't access their own passion, or they feel blocked with something in their life, and so they can't really enjoy someone else stepping out on a limb, being courageous, being the hero, and offering something to the world, maybe because they don't know what they have to offer. This person is a little bit needy as well on some level. Okay, so just be mindful that that's their energy, and it's unfortunate that they can't, understand that they shouldn't subject others to their own issues, but they are, okay? They are. So perhaps spend some time around somebody who really digs what you're doing and is really like on your side, on your team. Usually the people who are very passionate about what they're doing and they feel inspired and they are open to like exploring are just as like happy for someone else to pursue their own passions. Okay? So find someone who really is enjoying what they're doing and be around them, even if it's not what you're doing. Okay. What you don't see coming, the Tower. So let's dig in here. The Tower. Risk. I don't know though. It's weird. Influence, yeah. It's weird because on one hand, you do need to take a little bit of a risk because you need some courage and all of that to pursue your passion. Like you need to put the critics in their little shoebox, I'm getting, where they belong, in their closet. Maybe there's something in a shoebox in a closet that you need to have a look at. Yeah, like on the top shelf or something. I'm seeing something green here. A diamond I'm also hearing. Freedom. Maybe you need to release something from this box, or it could be a metaphor. Yeah, I'm seeing stuff in someone's room that's like clutter or mementos that maybe need to be released. That's maybe what you need to walk away from. But you do need to take a risk here to put yourself out there and stop the critics from like dulling your shine and, you know, not allowing outside influences to play a bigger role in your life than they need to. So that is risky, and that could feel scary to you, to just go forward with all your beautiful imperfections and all your uniqueness. And then also I feel like you get to a point where you're like, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do this thing. I'm just going to go for it. But then you make it bigger than it needs to be. You're like, okay, well, if I'm just going to go for it, I'm going to come through like a crash of lightning then. I'm going to do the biggest event I could ever do, or I'm going to like blast everybody on an email listserv. I don't know what it is, right? But it's like you make it so extreme just to prove to yourself that you can take the risk. I don't know. Does that make sense? Or like, maybe you want to contact someone. You're like, I'm going to write them a manifesto so that they listen to me, when really you just need to write like a couple paragraphs, you know? So don't go overboard with something. Yes, get out of your comfort zone, get on the dance floor, but don't start like DJing as well and doing the lighting and taking tickets at the door and being the dancer. There's only so much to do here. So I feel like you're having a hard time maybe finding the balance between taking a risk that brings growth and opportunity and then taking a risk that just gets overwhelming and that you could regret later because you're just put too much on your plate. 6 of Swords for your opportunity. This is you. It's okay to walk away from something. It's okay to leave something behind. And there could be another situation, because I am seeing the complexity of your life here. There could be another situation going on, maybe with another person or in another aspect of your life that is like pretty tumultuous. You could be thinking of leaving someone or moving somewhere or something like that. There's a big change here that is like pending. It's on your mind. And Spirit's saying that's okay. Oh, interesting. Look at this image here. So in your energy, in your sacred space, we have 2 crows looking at the eggs that they have presumably created together. Presumably, maybe they didn't, maybe they're one, anyways. And then in your opportunity, we have you kind of taking one. It looks like a shell here, but we're just going to go with the eggs. It looks like you're taking one of these eggs out of the nest as the other crow leaves. And then here you're on this boat with your egg and it's kind of cracking like it's ready to hatch. I even think there's a little beak sticking out of the egg. That's so cute. Okay, so you're ready to go somewhere, and I feel like you're thinking, well, this is about to hatch. This is about to happen for me. And I already made this nest here. Like, should I really take it out of the nest now because it's ready to hatch? It needs the nest I built for it. And you're thinking, like, if I take this somewhere else, now it's a tower moment. So this could be like anything in your life here where you feel like doing something now doesn't make sense because you built such a foundation around protecting it or making something a certain way. But it's your opportunity to actually take this, because it doesn't need this nest anymore. This could be, the egg could represent your potential, a project, your heart, I'm hearing, is ready to open. And maybe it's ready to open in a different context than what it's, you know, currently been in. Okay, so give me a little bit more on this, Spirit. 6 of Swords. I don't want to take those. I saw trickery and mischief, but they all fell out kind of clumsily. Maybe you're worried about being perceived as like selfish in some way. But if you're not going to care about yourself, who is? Yeah, we got a lot here coming out. Nature, play, displacement, and distance. Yeah, I feel like this displacement and distance is important here, because that's what you're doing with the 6 of Swords. Now, the 6 of Swords is about moving to calmer waters. It's about easing your mind by making a transition, making a conscious decision to get away from the Tower, which is exactly what you're moving away from here. Okay, I feel like you got to take a risk. You got to do something. You got to move forward. You got to change something up here. You don't have to go to like a huge extreme with it, though. What's this now? Do or go, or whatever's happening here, go to where you feel you can play safely and freely and with like-minded people. Or do something that is playful. Maybe you want to go into nature for some of you. I'm going to put these back. Okay. This is very interesting. So use the familiar as the inspiration to transmute it and move into a new space. Yeah, because it feels to me like you're already mentally putting yourself in the new place you want, the new space, which can be a beautiful thing. It's good. And maybe you're using that as your inspiration, but you're still physically staying in the same situation. And that could be creating an illusion for yourself that you're actually moving forward when you're not really. You know what I mean? You need to actually think about where you are now and what's going on now so that you can move. Grief. Yeah, this is like a process of grieving, acceptance, because there's a little bit of the denial stage in here. I just have to say it. I'm sensing it. And maybe the bargaining stage, but more denial. Okay, so there's something that you need to just deal with. I don't know what it is. It could be something small. It could be something big. It's going to be different for each of you. Ace of Swords for your challenge. Let me see. What is this now? Upheaval. I need more information. There's that nest. You're uprooting something. It's going to create some upheaval. I feel like someone has something to say about what you're doing. Or they will. Yeah. Look, Aquarius, there's somebody around you. Could be a mother figure. We're seeing the Empress in reverse here. Or somebody who cannot create for themselves. Could be a partner, feminine energy here. We also have the Queen of Pentacles, who'd rather keep things safe. Very self-focused, like, thinking about themselves. Four of Cups. They don't take opportunities. I don't know. They're kind of like stagnant. And they say something to you to place some doubt in your mind. Or they're trying to. And I feel like it could actually momentarily create some upheaval in your plans or your thinking, or create some fear in you. And then you start to get indecisive about putting your stuff out or pursuing your goals or going forward. It's like you're like, do I really need this? Do I really want this? But it's what you're called to do. Don't let anyone silence you, because of your sound is your power. Okay. So your advice is the Page of Swords. What's here? Preparation, freedom, and anomaly. I feel like I'm tapping into someone who feels very trapped in a situation. There's something you need to defend here, your freedom. Your creative freedom, your freedom to move around physically, emotionally, mentally. You're free to leave. Yeah. And it feels like your sound, your creativity is going to be the catalyst and the vessel, I'm hearing, to prepare you to make that exit. So the more you dive into what you're experiencing at the moment, and also your passion for whatever it is that you're creating, the more things start to move. And there's some residual or current resentment or anger towards this imprisonment that you're feeling. Naturally, I would be pissed. Okay. But we need to look inwards and ask ourselves why we're allowing that to continue. Okay. But that wrath, that anger, that resentment, all of that feeling like I'm stuck, I'm stuck, that vibe, you're going to be transmuting it, is just what I want to keep saying. But you have to keep pushing through with your passion and not let somebody else block you in any way. So somebody's not interested in what you're doing. Good for them. Find somebody who is. Make a friend who is. And let that be your support. Okay? I'm going to talk to you about what's coming up in the next 3 months, but I'm also going to go into an extended reading. In the extended, we go a layer deeper into this message. We see what's underneath all of this, what else wants to come through. If you're interested in that, the link is in the description box below. If not, don't worry about it. Just trust that you received all the information you need here. In the next 3 months, what's going to resonate, interesting, what's going to manifest, maybe also resonate with you, which is good, is the Three of Pentacles. I'm glad you're resonating with the Three of Pentacles, because this is you actually being acknowledged and rewarded for what it is that you do, who you are. Okay, so there are people who are going to see something that you're working on, and they're going to honor it. You're going to be gifted something. Maybe you're going to be gifted positive reinforcement, or a contract, or an offer here. And it's because someone sees your courage and your ability to transform yourself. I'm seeing the flower here that's pictured on the death card. So there's something that's being rewarded when it comes to your ability to transform, to transmute, to put an ending to things that no longer serve you, and stay hopeful and have faith in your path and your passion. I also feel like I'm seeing this person create something here, and it looks like they're creating a portal, actually. It feels to me that you're moving into a new timeline with all of this. There's success in the next 3 months. Play and observation, nature. You go where you can play. Maybe you're playing a concert somewhere or a show somewhere or you're an actor. I don't know. But you play in general. You're playing with people who encourage you to do that. Yeah, somebody sees you. Somebody sees your talent. Somebody sees your wisdom and your gifts. Okay, and they're going to make some kind of offer towards you here, Aquarius. Okay, that's what I have for you. I really hope that helped. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.